So I think at least 10 strength for shields and whatnot, and I could also use the Estoc at that point, which would be nice. So that's either going to be the only time I level up strength, or maybe I'll end up taking strength to 14. I'm not sure yet. For now, I'm going to leave it there. More intelligence would help my soul arrows. However, one more point in attunement and I get a 4th slot, but I don't even have 4 spells to use right now, so that's just something to keep in mind for later, I think. More endurance would be great because I currently don't have very much stamina at all. More dexterity would help my weapon damage. And also I need at least 12 dexterity, I think, to even use the Estoc, so I should probably at least take that much. Jeez, the 10th level of endurance only gets you 1 stamina. But it goes up pretty quickly after that, so that would take stamina to 100. But I'm sure I'll eventually get... I mean, don't get me wrong, more endurance would definitely be useful. But we'll see how the Estoc does with the current level of endurance that I have. Let's take things that far, confirm it, and then see about how the Estoc does. I think that's what I need to be able to use it. Also, the Black Knight dropped the frickin' sword, because of course he did on the run that I'm not using strength. This game hates me.
Yeah.
It hates me deeply.
When it's not giving you bad drops, it's giving you technical issues that cause you a scrap footage.
Yeah, a lot of footage. So much footage. Anyway, I will be back in just a moment. Okay. So, I want to try using the Estoc and see what it is like. Because I'm currently just meeting the minimum requirements for it. And it ends up doing about the same damage in a backstab as a dagger, even though its critical rating is lower, presumably because its base damage is higher. And about how many hits can I do on my current stamina bar? 5. Not amazing, but workable for now. Alright, and now that I have it equipped, if I level up, I'm getting 1 to 2 more points off of it on Dex, and like a point every 2 levels on Strength. This definitely scales much, much better with Dex, and I believe that is a C scaling on Dex, so I guess that's about what I can expect. Unless a weapon scales exceptionally well on Dex, which I know some do. Yeah, unfortunately, seeing magic adjust is a little bit more difficult. It doesn't show that here. It just shows... But I can maybe get a read on it just by looking at what my current magic adjust is. Let's see. Sorcerer's Catalyst. Magic adjust currently is 114. If I put a point into intelligence... Not unequip. I really wish it would let you just see... There. It goes to 119, so that's actually pretty significant off of just a point of intelligence. I guess that is A scaling. And then how much more damage is that actually going to translate to for soul arrows? I mean, this is one shots against these guys anyway, but now it's even through shields, it's a 2-shot. And it's very nearly one-shotting the archers. It might be worth like another point in intelligence and seeing if that's the difference to just one-shotting the archer. Alright. Put another point in. Well, step 1 actually hit. Okay, apparently they can duck underneath these with relative ease. That's frustrating. Now I'm one-shotting the archer. That's nice. So I'm getting like a noticeable little bit of damage out of even just the very basic soul arrows. And some of the later spells might be even more noticeable, and I know some of the later spells require more intelligence, although I think like either 16 or 18 gets me access to a lot. However, I also do want some more dex because I don't want to be completely dependent on the arrows. And I know a lot of the weapons that I'm going to want to use later require like close to 20 dex. And again, strength might end up going up a little bit too, just to meet minimum requirements to use certain weapons. We'll see. I'm going to take that up a little bit. I'm going to take endurance up a little bit because I know I'm going to need more stamina and equipment load than I currently have. So it may as well go up a little. Health, I'm going to try to just keep it where it's at. I'm only going to raise that if I really feel like I need it. A little further into... I think we're getting close to the Undead Parish now. And of course, we can pop up and say hi to Mr. Dragon, and he will give us some souls by killing everything that's on the bridge. And if you need souls early on, that's probably the fastest and easiest way to get them for a while. Unless you want to go kill the giant skeletons at the graveyard, which give you like 500 a pop. And you can get pretty quick at later. Alright, come on. You know, I really wouldn't mind having that heater shield, but there is one more Black Knight nearby, so I may as well kill him, see if I get super duper lucky with a shield drop, which will definitely upset some of my plans, because that'll make me tempted to go to 16 strength, which on the upside should be enough for literally any primarily dex-based weapon I want to use, unless I want to use a frickin' Mirakumo, which... yeah, that would require so much strength to be usable that I don't think it would be worth it unless you are doing a build that is not magic focused at all, and thus you're taking both strength and dex, because I know some weapons scale pretty well off of both, and probably if you have a weapon that scales decently off of both, I think like C scaling off of both might be worth more than just A scaling off of one if you're investing in both dex and strength, but I don't know that for sure. But I assume that that's a viable way to do this. It just means you're not going to really have any points, any room really to invest all that heavily into magic, and I really want to do magic, so it's just probably not the best route for me to try right now. It's a shame that Faith kind of ended up being so hamstrung by the Covenants no longer being super viable. There are probably ways around it. I just don't know them. Suggestions in the comments on that are welcome, because at some point I would actually like to do a faith run. So if there are any mods that make the Covenants usable, or if the connectivity mod actually has enough people on it that's like, yeah, you can actually do co-op and invade and such to do that kind of thing if you want, like, let me know. Because I really don't want to buy the remaster just for the friggin' online to work. Especially since, honestly, looking at the comparison videos that I've seen comparing the remaster and the original, I don't know, overall it looks too freaking bright. Like, the lighting system might be newer, sure, but it's way too bright, at least in my opinion. I wasn't really liking what it did with the art direction, but that might just be a me thing, I don't know. Alright, let's get rid of these guys. Got that dude with the spear being cute, thinking he's gonna ambush me. Let's get his friend with the sword in. Get a nice backstab. Wild boar still hasn't taken an interest. Sure he will at some point. Let's get this guy out first. Come on. Okay. Oh yeah, you can't do a kick with this. It turns into like that backwards attack, which is great in some situations, but not so great when you need to take somebody's shield down. Could you come forward just a little bit so I actually have some room to maneuver and not be like alerting the boar? Thanks. So that's going to be one downside to the Astok, is if I actually want to do the kick, I can't. Alright, well, I was hoping to get a backstab at some point in there, but that works too. Alright, let's get this boar. Yep, there he goes. Thank you for just running straight into the fire. I mean, that helped a little bit. Magic does a bit to him, but he can turn around quicker than you think. Alright, two-hand. Nope, even two-handing is gonna cause me some problems. Well, I mean, if you're just gonna be stuck. You know what? We're just gonna run past Spear Guy here. Those. Still have not actually tried them, but I think they distract enemies. Okay, the other guy who fell down is shooting at me from somewhere, but he's not quite figuring things out so far. Alright, got you in a corner, and luckily your friend with the spear, I think, fell off the bridge? Yeah, okay, you're down there now. And I missed the plunging attack, of course. Okay, I don't know where the guy with the crossbow ran off to. He's probably going to shoot me at some point. There's the backstab. Okay, dude, where did you go? You've got to be wandering around here somewhere. I do not want to end up in a nasty fight and then have you just pop up to shoot me. Yeah, there you are. I guess you were walking back to the bridge. Okay. Now that we've got this area pretty much cleared out, at least for the time being. Can we get through here? No? Okay. Hi, buddy. Oh, you're feeling aggressive today. That's wonderful. Oh, you're now going to fall on me. Okay. Yep. Don't know how I got out of that. Yay, iframes. Harder to aim these around the wall than it was with fireballs. Doable. But of course he also has his shield up. And for some reason the fireball got past his shield a lot better than the soul arrows do. That's gone for a lot of enemies actually. Alright, he's gonna run up. I'm gonna smack him in the face with another soul arrow. And if we can maybe just keep making that work. Of course he got his shield up in time. He's pretty quick with the shield. Okay, I'm gonna circle around. Oh, right through my guard. Okay. Good to know. I don't know if that's me not having enough stamina to block that thing, or if that's just an attack that just goes through guards. Because I know some heavy attacks do, but generally that's been from things like, you know, dragon-sized enemies. So, yeah, I'm not sure if that's me needing more stamina so I can block that, or if I just would need to roll regardless, but I'm going to have to be careful of that. Alright, let's get the stock back out. Oh. Come on. Either come forward or walk off the edge. I'm honestly okay with either, but I need you to pick one. I need you to come forward enough that I can get behind you because, yeah, I'm starting to feel not having access to that kick. Even though I complain about it a lot, there are situations like this where it's just nice to have. So honestly, yeah, you can't do it with the catalyst either. So it's just I have no way of doing it right now, which is deeply irritating. And of course, this guy is not going to turn so that I can actually do anything. He's just gonna... Because I can't break his guard with this, so a lot of the options that I normally have to deal with them are just not there. Yeah, I'm not liking needing to freaking use soul arrows just to deal with him, so... I don't know, not really liking that the stock gets rid of the kick, because that's really the only option I've got to get rid of when they just guard with their shield, which that guy really likes to do, and he's in a spot where I don't have room to deal with him any other way. Alright, did any of you drop humanity? No. I mean, I could put my catalyst on the left hand and then have just, you know, putting the sword away entirely, and I think that would allow me to use the kick. But then, of course, in order to use spells, I have to put my shield down. Which is not an idea that fills me with hope and joy. Okay, let's get... you out of this. Roll, because there were arrows coming in. And now, let's just ignore the freaking spear users for the moment, because they take forever to go anywhere or do anything. Of course. I thought I was going to hit both of them, and I did not. So, of course, the other one wasn't staggered, and I got stabbed in the face. Should have just stopped and used an Estus Flask. But yeah, overall, I don't know. I think soul arrows might eventually scale up to the point where they're better, but there are some ways where I am kind of missing the fireballs. It was easier to get them around enemy shields. Definitely did a lot more damage in this early part of the game, especially after I'd upgraded the Pyromancy Glove. Like, even against things like the Black Knight, which I know that their shield at least has decent fire resistance, so it's like if I'd hit their shield, it wasn't great, but it was a lot easier to make the fireball kind of hit on their legs or feet, where the shield, it would just go right around it, which was nice. Alright, you know what? Screw you. I have several soul arrows to the face, and we're just going to move on with our day. Okay, I think that one actually dropped humanity. Just gonna poke that one from behind the shield. Pick this up before you fall through the floor, because good lord do the rat corpses like to do that. You know what? Running past you and dealing with the friggin' archers. Yep, knocking you off is good enough, honestly, for the time being. Alright. I mean, if you guys are just gonna do that, then I'm just gonna do a plunging attack and get rid of you. Ah, you managed to jump back before I could. Alright, come on. Come up here. You. Do. If you spear guys were more aggressive, you would make this a lot more difficult for me in some ways. Yeah, I'll just finish him off with the Astok. Would you please just attack or something? This is really annoying. Okay, if I two-hand, I don't bounce off. Didn't work against the boars, so I was wondering if there was some other problem, but no, it'll work just fine against them. Try the Black Knight again and try not to just immediately get squashed. Yep, there he goes. Okay, camera. Thank you. And yeah, considering how hard it is to hit you on the staircase with the soul arrows, I think I'm just gonna lead you out. Which is a shame, because with the fireballs, I was able to take out a decent chunk of his health just by throwing the fireball kind of at a weird angle up the stairwell. Not working so well in this case. Come on, do an attack. Thank you. Last thing I want is for you to get me in a corner. Oh, that is scary. That would blow right through my block. Oh, would you please quit doing that one? Any other attack and I might not die. Okay, now we're in the arrow part. Okay, he tracks pretty well with that, but I can block it. That if I'd followed my instinct to block that, which I think I do need to try to roll more, because I do kind of fall back on blocking sometimes a little too much, and there are just some attacks where that will get you killed. And no shield for me, at least not right now. I know that there are more Black Knights later. I know of at least one in Darkmoon Basin. And I'm sure there are more. But I don't know if any of them anywhere respawn. I know at least the 3 that I know of don't. So I don't know if there's eventually like a place where you can just farm for their shield and weapons or not. But in this case at least, no Black Knight shield for me. I'm not going to follow you. I'm just going to do that to you. And yep, you were trying to lead me into an ambush. Oddly smart for you guys. You gonna come down here too? Broken straight sword. Wonderful.
I am not sure what their plan was there.
Their plan was for me to chase blindly after the first guy and run into an ambush.
And when you didn't do that, I guess they just kind of
resorted to attacking
flailing
me.
wildly and losing.
And the mystery key.
It's a mystery.
Let's take a look at that. Let's see if there's anything else that I need to look at. Yeah, the White Sign Soapstone, we didn't look at that when we picked it up. Be summoned to another world as a phantom through your sign. Defeat the area boss to acquire humanity. In Lordran, the flow of time is distorted, and the White Sign Soapstone allows undead to assist one another. Black Firebomb. Black bisque urn filled with black powder. Explodes, inflicting fire damage. Powerful ranged weapon, especially in situations calling for fire damage. A very precious item at low levels. Black firebombs are especially destructive. Gold Pine Resin. Rare pine resin which emits golden sparks. Applies lightning to right-hand weapon. Affected weapon inflicts rare lightning damage, making it effective against targets which are both resilient to both magic and fire. Very effective against dragon family foes. So I guess if we need lightning damage, gold pine resin's kind of our only option for the time being, because I think there are some miracles that let you hurl lightning bolts like that dude from the intro, Gwyn, but those were locked behind a covenant that requires you to do co-op in order to get the item that lets you advance in the covenant. And while I'd be happy to do that if the co-op worked, I don't know, maybe if I use that mod, that connectivity mod, I don't know if there are enough people on for that to work or not. Maybe. I would certainly be a lot more willing to do co-op than to invade people. I don't want to invade or be invaded. I've never really enjoyed that personally. Mostly because I usually just get absolutely thrashed, I'll admit. Residence key. Key to a residence in the Undead Burg. Simple, sturdy design of the locks in the burg keeps out unwanted visitors. But this is a standard key in these parts and will open several residences. Yeah, we bought that from the Undead Merchant, and the mystery key we just picked up. The purpose of this key is unknown. It appears to be a basic prison cell key. And the Black Knight Sword. Great sword of the Black Knights who wander Lordran, used to face chaos demons. The large motion that puts the weight of the body into the attack reflects the great size of their adversaries long ago. Apparently it's classed as a great sword. Yeah, definitely not gonna be my wheelhouse for this playthrough. Watch me do a strength playthrough and I just never get any of their weapons.
Yeah, you just find shield.
Yep.
Shields. Just all the shields. No weapons.
And we picked up a couple of rings. Blue Tearstone ring. The rare gem called Tearstone has the uncanny ability to sense imminent death. This blue Tearstone from Katarina boosts the defense of its wearer when in danger. And the Ring of Sacrifice. This mystical ring was created in a sacrificial rite to Velka, the goddess of sin. Its wearer will lose nothing upon death, but the ring itself breaks. So 1 free death if I was carrying a lot of souls or humanity that I didn't want to lose. And remember that I have the dang thing. That's the other hurdle. Is there another ladder or up there? Yeah, I know. You're wanting to parry me. That is not happening, buddy. I really wish I could get behind you. Okay, behind you there. There we go.
And now, the backstab.
And a night shield. Let's see
something.
what this requires. 10 strength, which I have, and it's the first 100% damage reduction shield we've got. I think it looks like it's at least comparable to the heater shield we could buy, and it was free. So that's what we're going with. So now I actually have at least a decent shield. Come on. Can't circle around you. Don't have enough space, and you're turning really tightly. Oh, now you're going to attack. Thank you. Footsteps behind me. Yep. was hoping to get my head in there. Wanted to get rid of him before you showed up. Spear guys are really annoying. And unfortunately with the Astok, I don't have a kick. Never thought I'd miss the dang kick, but against those guys, yeah, I kinda do. Okay, yeah, that's the little tower we fought. The other dude with a rapier. Okay, this is another hallway that goes down there, and then there's a bridge that goes across there. Let's see what's over here. Yeah, this is past that gate. Basement key. That opened up. And now we can just cut right through here instead of having to, like, run down there and then all the way around through that. It's a little bit of a shortcut. I definitely saw something moving up there. Yep, something was alerted at some point, somehow. Of course you're gonna jump. Okay, getting around to backstab you is just not going to be a thing, is it? There's the help, which I had some success with before, but I can't remember what its requirements were, so... 16 strength. Probably not going to be a thing, because most of the other weapons I can remember only required 14, and even the winged spear only needs, I think, 13. The only thing that was going to get me to go to 16 would have been if I got lucky enough to get a Black Knight shield early. That might have done it. Yeah, you're trying to parry, and I don't have a kick to knock you out of it, so... There's the backstab. Backstab right away that time. Okay. There's also another path up this way. No. We can also just get to Darker Garden from here if we wanted to. And there goes the archer. So if we go this way. The game just sort of stutters for a moment while it loads in new things. Another bonfire that we can rest at.